I will turn my volume up. I will turn y'all's volume up.
I am so strong!
And
I am stronger, I fight!
Greetings and salutations, travelers. Welcome back to the Planar Crossroads, and welcome back to our Rise of the Runelords Redux. So last time, we finished combat! And
Finally.
they leveled. As you can see, it is now level 11 for them. So, that means they're going to be, we're coming right back after we recorded last session. They're going to be some leveling up. We're going to do some RP. We're going to clean up the board, and we're going to get that RP session going while we do that. So, before we do, the Planar Crossroads wants to thank you for all the support that you do, and we want to remind you that all the content you see on these episodes and this channel is brought to you by viewers like you. Thank you. Now, our disclaimer is that this is an adult podcast that sometimes features adults, that sometimes use adult language. Not this one, but others. You have been warned.
Thanks, Dad. That's all I have to say, though. Must level.
The Pathfinder has spoken. As far as announcements, always less than 5 minutes. You can time me. Here we go. The Planar Crossroads and Black Dragon Gaming both have their Patreon going on. So if you want to support us on Patreon, you can. Also, the Planar Crossroads has a subscribe star if you use that instead, so you can use that. The Planar Crossroads is currently reworking its Patreon tiers. By the time this one goes up, we may have already shifted those, so you can go look over there to see if those rewards have shifted to their updated versions, because we're going to be offering 3D printing service to our patrons, because I got a 3D printer. We're going to be giving away, we're going to be ironing out everything for our 500 subscriber one-shot that is going to happen, possibly it will be out by the time this is released, the announcement and of what all is going to be played. And the next giveaway is at 1,000 subscribers. So once we get there, like 2 years from now or whatever it is, we will do another giveaway on one-shots. Hopefully it won't be that long. And some physical items. And I believe that's everything. So, Tommy, do you have any announcements before we continue?
I have 6 attacks and a full round action. Haha. Okay, that's all I got.
All right. When last we left our heroes, they were in a bit of a tangle, a thorny situation, but they chose not to become inflamed by it, and rather they... Okay, I'll stop. They were able to destroy the giants and safely reach the top of the Storval stair. Now they find themselves at the top of the Storval stair, and they're all about to say something, and as they do, they hear a tick, 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 coming up the stairs, having to jump. And it goes...
No, the Poogie! Yeah, come here, Poogie!
So, Poogie comes trotting up towards Egor, waggling its little curly tail, and then it kind of stops and looks around, and it goes over to one of the stone giant corpses and kind of sits down and just looks at it.
And then he eats it.
He's just
He's
a
a
pig.
pig.
Because it doesn't remember that those used to be its family. We're mean. That's
I thought we
black.
said in a previous session it did retain its memories.
No, we
It
had an
does not.
argument about that. I'm pretty sure.
It's
It's like,
It's wibbly wobbly.
no one knows.
It has 2 int. If it has the memories, it doesn't know how to use them.
Int is not.
That's
Let the
That's
DM
not what.
decide.
That's
Let
not
the
how
DM
int
decide.
works.
Let the DM decide.
The GM decides that he
Skype.
remembers what he used to be, does not fully understand what that means to him, but that doesn't change emotional responses.
Sorry, then I'm just gonna kind of at this point walk over to Skoros. You're alright, friend.
Skoros will as I'm flying around after beating in the head of the thing, I guess just like fly over the wall and then like land and do like a little flippy floop to land on the ground. I will be.
Upon seeing this, I'll walk over, slap out the small sections of your clothing that are still on fire from hovering over the flames, and I will start handing you your light wound extracts to get you back up.
Skoros just grabs it and downs it.
That was
Plus-
not like you towards the end, friend.
What do you mean? As I pop the bottle out.
We couldn't see him in the shadow beating the dead thing to death, or...
Oh,
That's true.
You might have heard it. I can't
That's
imagine.
I mean, I have a plus 18 to perception. I imagine I heard something.
You definitely heard something.
You definitely heard a crunch, 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 squish, 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 squish,
I
squish,
heard
squish, squish.
you. You seem to take longer fighting that bear than what I would have expected from you. Are you all
I just
right?
wanted to make sure it was dead.
I'm
We
going
have
to
so
roll
much
a
hair
sense.
left to give.
I am going to roll a sense motive on that.
It is wise choice to make. A man who is definitely dead can definitely not hurt you.
No, makes sense.
You're very bad at reading emotion.
Yeah,
I think
have
you are
a
very
0
wrong
to
in that.
wisdom. I have a 0 to wisdom. It is not a class skill, and I only have 2 ranks in it.
0 to wisdom, you're a brave boy. Bravest boy.
Yeah, I know.
There's your mind control target right there, Adam. The Mac is. Oh no!
Just
I will
don't
save.
advertise it and it won't come up.
I will say it's a plus 9. It's not terrible.
I'm playing a 9 wisdom on the weekends.
Ew.
Just don't advertise it.
You just. Are you? This journey does not seem like it is doing good things for you, friend.
Desna wants us to be here. That is all I need.
Do you want to be here, brother?
I will be here as long as I must. Then we will leave. Until then, and this is probably around the point that Skoros realizes there's gore on his boot. Until then, I will ruin my boots.
I'm just gonna walk over and cast Prestidigitation on your boots. Just be like, don't ruin them.
I will clasp your shoulder. Now that Skoros is turned down a little, he won't try to put hands on Brasut. But there's a Brasut Runemane. Next time, do not cage in us, cage in them, unless you want one of us to die. I am brave, I am strong, I can take one dragon. I cannot take 10 giants.
You're a bit foolhardy and reckless.
You're welcome.
Fair enough. Glad to at least see you not lost your sense of confidence in battle with these recent endeavors.
And I want to help, but I cannot do that if looks over at the man-meat who's steaming into the horizon. I need someone next to me. I cannot handle them all by myself.
Oh yeah, when Poogie came over to Egor, he was like just emerging, like forcing his way through the far end of the flaming wall of thorns. So he's probably a little blackened just from like soot.
Yeah.
Ugh. Oh, this is visceral.
Are you alright, Egor?
There was no other way around. I needed a little walk in forest to clear my head.
Just walk over and like cast Prestidigitation to not make you look like, you're on fire, essentially.
I mean, parts of his clothes are definitely on fire.
Yeah. I will have to fix your clothing later.
But a lot of his clothing is like waxed canvas and like leathers, so it burns, but it doesn't necessarily catch.
Medieval Nomax.
Yeah.
Well, at the very least, I'll fix your clothes later when we're on the road. I can handle that much.
Thank you. I needed this time to cool off.
I just look back at the wall of thorns on fire and then
He
look
is-
back at you.
He is dead serious.
Yeah. I hope that my firebolt did not make things more difficult for you all.
What? Didn't
It
even feel it.
seemed fair. You, my friends, are literally so hot-blooded, I am afraid that you run hotter than a fire. That is impressive, considering the people I have come across and, well, my own kin.
I wish I could explain it. I simply see it as a gift.
Not everything needs to be explained, friend, but there is one thing that needs to be explained right now, and that is where are we going next. I don't presume it is a wise idea to go any further, seeing as we had some trouble with this patrol, and this is just a patrol. This is an actual party they send out.
Well, now it
I
is
don't see any trouble.
I am
But
still
will they see
surprised.
trouble when they see the smoke rising.
I'm still surprised you can see anything in that darkness you conjure all the time.
Agreed. Please to be keeping it off of me. It makes me
Agreed.
very uncomfortable.
Hmm. You don't sleep when it's dark?
Flame can pierce the gale of night. The darkness you summon is a penumbra most uncommon.
It is magical darkness.
That's
Little
right. They teach me fancy words at circuit.
They teach me how
I
to
like
be
to think that
flamboyant.
just causes. I like to think that actually breaks like all of us and causes us all to start laughing again and lightens the mood.
Right. Is not calming. Is
Normally, even I have little trouble seeing in the darkness, friend, but your darkness. It is not natural. It is beyond this world innately. Of course, I understand the magic behind it myself, but I can understand why it is not comforting as one would find a lovely starry night. It is more akin to that of a eclipse during the day, if you will. Something beyond a mortal's control.
perhaps you just cannot see the star.
You see something in that
Yeah,
darkness.
whenever you say that, I picture you smiling, and it gives that little under your teeth.
a little dot just flashes across his forehead.
That little lens flare. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I assume we can do nothing to come. I imagine there's a lot of smoke rising.
There is a lot of
Which
that.
does
Well,
bring the point we might want to begin to move either back down the stairs or to a more defensible position.
I think retreating now is bad idea. We have already made entrance. If we are to progress, we should pick place and defend it.
It would be wise for us at this point. We are in favorable terrain to hold. If we could find a suitable place to make a stronghold of our own at before we continue forward, at least long enough for us to rest, that would be the
Perhaps
wise
a cave.
decision.
Does Skoros' voice break there a little bit?
Nope. Your voice
Nope.
broke.
Or,
Wait,
or another hut.
What?
Kane,
Or another hut, but said,
No, another cave. We carve cave in the mountains. It's easy. You are fullcasters. You can make this happen in 6 seconds, and you know it.
more realistically a minute for how Fabricate works, but still.
Stone shape.
Okay, I also have that, but
Did you use
It works on a lot less stuff.
holes and things?
I mean, you fabricate the hole.
I
Can you
suppose.
imagine a dwarven wizard without stone shape?
Nope. You know, we gotta do it like the party did before Gugfest in Lord of the Caliber. We need to stone shape into something that may be hollow enough to hold all of us, then stone shape it closed again.
But then how do you get air?
We leave a little tiny air hole.
Little.
Well, you see, you didn't add that part in, and I was afraid we were going to suffocate for a
When
second.
air
there.
gets thin, you take turns, press face up to a hole, and go.
I then make a rope trick, and we go into an extra-dimensional space with more air.
Exactly, it'd be fine. This party is much smaller, and there's no Abercorn Viper. 100% survival rate.
Oh my god.
Okay, what do you think? I think we stay here, find place to hold. If we go back down, giants just follow us. They want revenge.
I agree. We keep what ground we have held. Find somewhere to rest. Go in the morning.
Rest. Yeah. Then he
Yeah,
like rolls his shoulders, and you just hear.
And somehow Egor
It's
has
very
got 8 hours of
disappointing
rest
you
and
want
one
to
shoulder
rest,
crack.
Alright.
Kellery.
I understand you must be tired then.
Yeah.
Indeed. You could always go on without us.
Not so
Like you did
tired,
in the
but
grove.
definitely bloodied.
Don't tempt me.
What?
I do not think it is the worst idea. Go, kill some of them, come back. We will all go in the morning. What? Why is that funny? It is a good idea, and you know it is.
We're just
You guys-
confirming that they don't need us.
You guys sit back. You guys all stay back, have a nice weenie roast, stuff like that, and he goes
Got some
off,
mimosas.
kills the
Boldrago's just out there.
murder.
Boldrago just solos the dungeon.
Yeah.
Taking names.
Man, life is easy when you can see in the dark and fly.
yeah, it is.
Jeez.
Depends. I mean, if you're inside, flying doesn't do much for you.
Yeah, but we're not inside, are we?
No,
Yeah.
not yet.
So you just go clear the courtyard for us.
Yeah, once we get into bottleneck territory, then that is when I and Skoros will shine. But here in open field, when they stand around Egor and hit him with logs,
There are like 12 of them, yeah. We need to thin your numbers.
Kellery, are you good at hit and runs?
It would be nice if I could replenish some of my wares.
I am good at being quick and silent, and I believe you would as well. I could go with you. The two of us could go, and you can find some supplies for your makings,
Well,
for your potions.
well,
You would know what you and Brasut need.
all I need is a small amount of time. I do have my portable kit in my bag. I mean,
Sure.
why? Seriously, who would travel without their tools? Well,
Looks at my bow.
Skoros flexes.
this my tools are a shaving kit, so I don't know.
You shave.
Egor breaks out the straight razor and starts to shave it.
Yeah, Egor's fully
Yeah,
shaved
Egor-
everywhere. It's called
Egor's got-
manscaping. It's hygienic.
Yeah, he's got that big handlebar mustache, but he is in the curly hair. But
I
otherwise,
thought your head just grew naturally that way without cleaning it to us.
no, he's not bald.
Which-
It's just the big mustache and the curly hair.
which does remind me, one of these days, talk to me. I might be able to make you something to do that without the razor. Ooh. Possibly
What?
even permanently.
Do you think you can make it in bomb form, perchance? Like maybe like a nail bomb?
Maybe sort of nair-based explosive.
No, no,
Nope.
nope, nope, nope.
But I do have the lightning admixture to bombs, so would that
Oh, no!
qualify as electrolysis?
Yeah, it would.
I've seen what lightning leaves behind as scars. I'm not interested.
Hey, those are really cool looking scars.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean maybe like one of them. in the appropriate place, but not my face. This is my money maker, you know.
Let's
This and this are my money maker.
You can be a wizard.
Let's just take a
I
roll.
cannot. I have an intelligence of 8.
But you could be
That
a
doesn't mean you
buff.
can't be the wizard.
You could be a buff wizard.
If we switch to
garbage
open
wizard.
legend, then I can cast off of my strength.
And then you can be fabulous.
Yes.
And I can literally bend the laws of physics to my will.
Just go play JoJo's.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is.
So,
All
Adam,
right.
while this conversation is going on, Skoros and his falcon with an aid together have I didn't mean to mute. Have a 21 on their survival check to try to find somewhere we can hole up.
I mean, there's the pavilion right here. If you want to leave this area, most of it's ruined. Here at the Store of Ulster, it's easy to see some of those leftover bits of Thassalon, but they've all been left exposed to the elements. Not really good for study as far as Kellery and Runemane can kind of see.
What's that A1 building?
Well, you guys can't
On
even
the-
see that yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's the map
we need
that
to-
the little things that the familiars drew.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're
And-
just somewhere outside that.
Well, an approximation of it, yeah.
well, I mean, I would just suggest that building because it looks like there's enough of a space we could see out of it, perhaps. I'm not certain.
Skoros is more looking for like a cave or a very narrow pass in the mountains, somewhere off the beaten path.
Okay.
Brasut, I forget. I can't remember if you know Illusory Wall.
No, but I could make and then remove a wall.
That might be a good thing, and I can whip something up to lower our smell.
For
So
the
that would
bears.
make it better for us. That sounds reasonable. We might hole up in one of these enclosures.
You can do that?
Possibly.
Almost certainly.
If we can use magic to hide, that is just as well.
They should have learned how to do magic.
So,
How do you think I felt?
what was that result on the survival?
21.
Okay, you find some outcropping of rocks. The biggest part of the Iron Peaks, the Iron Peaks range, starts a little bit further in from where you guys are at the moment. You can get there in probably an hour or so, but there are outcroppings of smaller, relatively speaking, hills. And there are a few places in there that you find that would be good, especially coupling with the idea of sealing it up and then unsealing it when you guys want to. It's mainly an overhang, so it'd have to be kind of like a slant. But yeah, you are able to find a few places that would be good to hold up in. You guys are leaving the wagon on the grasslands, is that correct?
Yeah, for right now. The barrier that I put around it does last for 24 hours, but
Okay.
There are some outcroppings we could hide behind as well, especially with magic.
At worst, I suppose they would have to fight us.
They have to fight
Should
us
they
somewhere.
find us?
If they must fight us somewhere they cannot get is better. Somewhere big enough for us, not big enough for them.
I will stand in front and you immediately behind. You can punch over my shoulders.
Indeed. And they cannot get in because they are too big. We use their size against them. In any case, wherever we go, we should go quick.
Okay, so are we decided we're gonna find one of these little crags or outcroppings and steal ourselves in there, or fortify ourselves in there, I should say.
Yeah.
That seems fair enough.
Yes, and between, I don't know if it's a number of times, but if Boldrago can, for any time we have a light on inside, put his darkness in between us and the entrance, we effectively can have a big fire and no one will notice.
Indeed. So on that note, how many other potions of Cure Light Wounds or abilities to heal might we have in the party? Because on a scale of 1 to 92, I'm at about a 66 right now, and there's going to be more giants. I want to live.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
on a scale of 1 to 126, I am at a 47.
Must be nice.
It is. It's pretty nice.
All
we
right.
also have resist fire 5, resist cold 2, a protection from fire 22 points, damage reduction 5.
There you go.
If only we had a way mage.
I'm mostly a tank.
If I die, maybe I come back as a pyromancer, just because I know the only marshal will be fine with whatever I'm throwing at him.
I was kind of-
I don't care. I
I
don't
was
care how big the room is. Yes, I cast fireball. Egor's fine.
I was kind of hoping one of you was gonna play a fire mage.
That was one of my ideas that my character ADD hit me with.
Well, once you guys die at some point, somebody's probably going to die along the way.
I've come close both times. Both times I've come so close. Also,
So
I don't know if that was Kane. I wasn't looking at the call.
it was.
Oh, that was the first one was wrong.
Oh, fair enough. God damn. I hope it's me.
That was
All
really
right.
funny.
So you
can we get
guys
them
go
D8s
for the
to roll in? That would
outcropping,
be some D8s for
and
timing.
then
Yum, 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 yum.
you guys start to heal up. Now, you guys are going to go ahead and rest.
I honestly need to if I'm going to be at full.
Yeah, but you only
Full
need
power.
2 hours, right?
Yes,
So
plus a little while to.
I don't really need
Yep.
much in the way of resting, especially now with my spell recall being improved.
I need 8 hours. I've used 7 out of my 11 rounds of martial flexibility, and I'm at 2/3 of my hit points.
I'm okay to take first watch if I'm only going to be up for 3 hours. You know, 2 hours on watch and then an hour for.
I do
kill.
have a spell scar. I do have a spell scar for keep watch, so I could watch throughout the entire night, and I have a perception of plus 18. So
And dark vision.
Better than mine.
Runemane
And
has
above.
already rested for this 24-hour period.
oh yeah, that's fair.
I do think it's not the worst idea in the world to send the people who don't need rest onto Jorgen Fist to do some skirmishing. I'm just saying, it's a good idea. It worked real good last time. I don't mind watching it.
So,
I mean,
to
I'm
clarify,
down to assist
you guys
with
think
some
it might be a
skirmishing.
good idea to go aggro an entire fort of
not
Giants?
an entire
Hey,
fort.
hey,
Just like
if it's just giants,
You know what?
I don't
There's
mind.
no point. There's no danger in aggroing the fort if we have somewhere to come back to that they cannot find.
Yeah, dude,
That's
it's fine. Alex is
generous
gonna go up
of
and
you.
say he has rations for the keep, and it'll be fine. Rations,
It is
rations for the
presumptuous
keep.
of me, assuming I'm wrong,
Hmm,
which I am not.
Boom.
okay.
all I know is that I'm going to spend 2 points of my arcane pool to spell recall greater invisibility. Now that I can do that,
And all I know is what I don't know, and what I don't know is how many D8s of cure potions I can has. Please.
Well, I can give you 3,
Alright, deal.
What
All right.
about
So
but
what about the shaman?
so 3d8 plus 15.
Indeed.
You know, one of the divine casters.
he doesn't have cure spells
Indeed.
prepared, does he?
Of course not. Why would he?
he's not that kind of divine.
Do you need help?
Kind of. I mean,
don't
would
trust your
appreciate it. Well, I know I look amazing, but really, I am mostly Bruce.
When we rest, it's our level times our con is what we get back, right?
Con modifier.
Con modifier. So I would get 22 hit points back. I'm at.
It multiplied? I thought it was just plus.
Is it plus or is it times?
I thought it was times.
I believe it's plus.
I think it's time.
You guys can look. You guys can look. I don't care.
Anyway.
You guys get
He doesn't-
to a outcropping. Healing is happening as you guys are there, getting yourselves worked out.
Stone shaping is happening.
I think we
Stone
already did our
shaping is
workout
happening.
for today. Thank you.
Yeah, that's right. You must rest to build up the muscles afterward, or you will just hurt yourself in the
You
future.
just get big purplish regions in the arm. It's very bad. I do this one time when I was training. After they told me, you should be Strongman, Egor. And I did it, and then my arm, she was purple for 3 weeks.
Cool.
So all that happens.
So,
Are you guys sending an advance force or not?
I mean, I could.
I'll be going. You tell me where you rest, and I'll come see you.
Okay, if they want to go, they can go. I will stay because I am mostly dead.
I am willing
Skoros
to
is probably already
assist.
passed out.
I am willing to assist. I am willing to assist you, Boldrago, if you will have my assistance.
I can move fairly quietly through the night. I need say 3 hours to be back to full, so if we can be back with that time, I can get a full night's rest. No, I do need 4 because it takes me an hour for my mutagen.
Is anybody who's staying behind have heal trained?
Not me.
Because otherwise, natural healing is just your level.
Mm-hmm. So I'll be going into the combat.
Yes.
If there's no further healing, aside from anything people might prep first thing in the morning, Skoros will have 24 damage on me starting, basically.
I do have heal.
Because provide long-term care would double that, and if we stopped for an entire day, it would quadruple it.
It might be the best idea for Kellery to stay behind and play doctor then.
If he's willing,
Yeah.
make you do anything.
Planar.
Well,
I'm not afraid to lose Skoros, but I would like to edge the odds in my favor if possible.
well, it sounds like I really should stay back here with y'all and provide a little care.
Yeah.
Ross,
By chance,
I'm
do you
back.
know how much Willton weighs?
Not off the top of my head. That's not
Would
something I have.
Probably
Would you say
around
it's less than
160.
175 pounds? Okay, cool.
It'd be
Then
pretty close.
Skoros,
It'd be pretty close to
Skoros
170,
will then-
160, 170,
That's-
based upon the
Skoros
muscle
weighs-
mass.
Skoros weighs 175 pounds. So
I also have mithril armor on.
well, mithril armor is really light, so that's
Yeah.
probably lighter than my leather armor. Skoros will send his falcon with Wilton, so I can carry him around the battlefield and he can shoot down, basically.
Okay. So, you guys start to do that, and everybody that's going starts to go, at least if they can fly. So, that, from what I'm hearing, that's Wilton and Boldrago. The two guys that seem to team up most of the time.
Yeah,
So,
it's weird.
Before y'all leave, I will use negate aroma on you. So,
Thanks.
Okay.
in fact, I'll do it on all of us because
What was that?
What the
that
chocolate
sounds like just like a screaming.
It's the shrieker.
It's the Wendigo! It's the
It sounded
Wendigo!
like a woman or something.
It's a Wendigo.
So,
Get a falcon, get an ant-hole before everybody heads off on skirmish. From the Brasut? Is there an ant-hole?
can she drink?
Yeah, I hope, otherwise she died from dehydration a long time ago. How does water? It's not turkey. Yeah.
Give me 60 seconds.
Okay.
Here, birdie, drink this.
And so she does. And that's 2 hours per level. I should have no problem carrying Wilton.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sweet, like 16 hours probably.
22.
18.
But he has like Alchemist and Investigator levels.
But
Yes. You're right.
But
But you just went up one, so.
but it still counts as 11 total for certain things.
Oh. Neat.
So, as
So
everybody-
now my Falcon is even more Governor as you just
Governor,
come
When he
on,
flies-
Wilton, get to the Falcon.
is Zhao going with them or no?
Actually, I was pretty down to go with them since I didn't need to stay here.
Are you going? So you're flying as well?
Yeah, might as well.
Man, I'll carry him too. I have the strength score.
No, I'll just
He's pretty
use some
heavy.
magic.
Dwarves are heavy.
Yeah, I just quadrupled my carrying capacity.
Oh, that's right.
I tripled it. Excuse me.
But he said he was to come with us. Blech.
Runemane.
So the plan is, I will stay here with the two marshals who are a bit banged up, and you can proceed with your scouting.
Thin the herd a bit, if you will.
Okay.
It's always
Or
a
at
good
the
thing.
very least,
Would you?
or at the very least, we could make a new friend, couldn't we, Boldrago?
A friend like
suppose.
the one you so generously spoke to at the gates of Sandpoint.
Look, I'm not going to be a fool this time. Last time I let my tongue get the better of me and I was ill. Well, this time we are in hostile territory and need every advantage we can get.
Good.
Oh,
Do not be
speaking
a
of
fool
which-
and get my Falcon killed. She speaks for Desna. And then against the wall, slip down, pass out.
Okay.
Oh, and before you leave, I'll pull 4 Molotov cocktails out. Each of them has a tinder twig tied into the top.
Interesting.
Well, that makes it easier to light.
No, I find the design ingenious.
Simple.
Clever.
Effective.
That, and you may also want to take... I pull out 2 bags of caltrops. Just in case you need to run away faster than...
They can. Who do we
Two
want to
bags of
hold on to
Lego.
these? We want to
2
hold
bags
on
of
to these
D4s.
equipments.
Oh,
All right.
Yep.
So,
And with that, I'll do my stuff.
all right then.
Do you need this? Do you need a quick spell to help? No, you don't. You have your own magic. I keep forgetting that you already have sustaining magic. I will need you to make me one of those when we get out of here.
yes.
Okay.
And
So-
now the full casters go and solo the dungeon.
The full
Excuse me.
casters
And
and
one
One
gish.
gish.
and one gish.
Look, you need that gish. Every now and
And we're
then.
just gonna thin out the numbers. I don't know if we'll solo it.
Quick, thin their numbers.
So,
In Pathfinder, it's rounded down, right? Always,
Yes.
unless
Rule of thumb is to round down.
I'm going to use improved spell recall to get my fireball back
Why, yes, you are.
for just 1 Arcana point,
That's nice.
or I can't win the king pool. That strategy has worked far too well for me to not use that more.
Yes, sir.
Because we're fighting big lumbering things that don't dodge too well.
And often get grouped together in wall spells.
That's very
Yeah.
true.
The wall
So-
spells work much better when you're not in Tommy's campaign.
What campaign of mine was a wall spell bad in? And why?
The last one, I tried to use Wall of Thorns a bunch, and everything we fought was so strong it didn't matter.
I don't remember that at all. I remember Thirsting Entanglement doing a lot of work.
Oh yeah,
But I digress.
those entangle spells are real good.
Why, yes.
so as the casters begin to leave, the familiars and companions follow, and you guys head towards where the familiars know it to be. It takes surprisingly longer than you would think. So, how long do your flight spells last?
As long as my wings hold out.
Right.
10 hours.
Okay.
Okay, well, at first the one I was gonna use just lasts some minutes, but the other one lasts 10 hours.
Not
Okay.
11 hours?
It would now last 11 hours.
All right. And the Gish is
Depends
being
on the
carried
leveling
by
thing
the...
works, I guess.
Yeah. And the Gish is being carried. So you guys fly with overland flight. It takes a couple hours. And you're surprised it takes a couple hours. But then again, you remember that no one bothered to really pay attention to how long their familiars were gone. So it takes a couple hours flying over to get to right about here on the map, where you see this dip in the Iron Peaks. You fly from the Storval Stair marker to there. That's where Jorgenfist actually is. The familiars went there, drew you a map when they came back. They thought nothing of it, because to them, they got there really fast. Getting there on foot for the marshals, or for even those that can't fly, might take a little bit more time. So, that's where that is, and it comes right in, all the way into this little valley area. So, you guys spend a good portion of your time. Well, you got 10 hours. You spend part of your time. You spend a fifth of it ish, getting to where you want to be.
In transit.
In transit. And I get to finally read some flavor text, because they didn't bother doing any flavor text for the stair themselves, though that would have been a good idea, Paizo. Interesting landmark.
It is. All Rise of the Runelords is just full of giant skull dams and big old stairs and things. This whole place is nuts.
The mountains give way here to a wide valley perched on the upper edge of a cliff overlooking the Mushkal River. At the western edge of the valley entrance, a lone watchtower stands on a low hill. But this structure is overshadowed by the larger one that looms in the valley proper. Here stands a ring-shaped stone wall 50 feet in height and surrounding several buildings. The most immense of which is a looming black tower with blade-like crenellations that overlooks the river gorge. Within the ring, 150-foot tall stone spires rise. A 150-foot stone spire rises, surrounded by 3 low buildings. Apart from the black tower, 5 smaller towers are built into the fortress's wall. One of these is wider than the others and seems to be the only gateway into the courtyard within.
All right.
So we fly over that?
The thing is, though, we can't really see that far.
That's fair.
You guys had enough time for it to get to be about if y'all left 4 hours after you were done with the fight, and then flew 2 hours,
right.
It's sunrise, basically.
It's morning.
It's morning. You flew through the night, basically, which means Willton is tired. So, he got like half a night's worth of sleep. And then he flew, hanging for 2 hours-ish.
Yeah, that flight might be workable mechanically, but I cannot imagine it is comfortable over long distance. Holy crap.
Ah! They're digging in!
Because she is the size of... I mean, she could just, like, go in the rings of a chain shirt, I imagine. But that doesn't mean that the flapping of a thing the size of a literal falcon that for some reason can carry was just like a... up like this,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
something is pinched.
Your arms
Slash
are
being just
completely
dragged by
asleep.
your chain shirt.
Yeah.
So
Like you say, your arms are completely asleep.
feel like,
the archer's arms are completely asleep.
I feel like everyone who wants, including me, to have this as a valid strategy needs to get a little like loop in the back of their armor on like the like proverbial nape of the neck, as it were,
Yeah.
to just.
You got a little chest harness.
Yeah, those harnesses they use in
Brasut
Hollywood
can
are
make you one.
those harnesses they use in Hollywood are particularly uncomfortable in the nether region, so best get some
Yeah.
padding in there.
Yeah, but you got to wear those lead stracks or they'll rip your arms off.
Not my tanukis or my arms, also bad.
All right.
From the probably only one who's used a parachute in this group, no matter what they tell you, all parachutes are self-adjusting.
Mm.
If you don't want to sing soprano, you will adjust it yourself first.
Oh, I made a mistake. Lord. No.
There's a reason why we called refresher training suspended agony.
All right.
My dad was 101st Airborne. I have heard many very similar stories.
So now you guys know where it is and how to get there. And flying there is fine. Getting there on foot, bit more involved. And it also means that we're about 40-something minutes in. So that'll be this session. When we return, we'll see what they want to do at Jorgenfist and how they want to approach this assault. So,
Banana.
Just want to throw toilet paper on it.
just toilet paper. You're going to TP and egg the whole thing.
Yeah.
That'll teach him. Don't you mess with Sandpoint.
You stay out of Sandpoint,
Dad.
big meanies. All right.
But then how we can get the Halloween candy? And we'll go to where is a town on the map? Erglin. We'll go talk to the orcs. Orc candy.
That doesn't sound tasty.
Yes,
Yeah,
That
it
doesn't
is.
sound tasty
People
at all.
candy. There's a little bit of bone in there. It's like getting candy from the Amish, except it was probably people that was in the candy.
I've
You know?
had Amish candy. It tastes a lot
I
better
have
than orcish candy would taste. I'm just throwing
That's
that
fair.
out there. All right.
It's just sugar.
Yeah, it's sugar. I don't think orcs use a bunch of sugar. Their treats are probably more meaty and savory.
Lard.
They
Anyway.
use molasses, and it's gross.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for coming and listening to our game. We hope you had a great time. We hope you had a wonderful time listening to our RP session. And hopefully you've become interested enough to come back next time for episode 26. Before then, as Tommy alluded to last time, I'm going to let him pick from 2 drawbacks that since he feels like Skoros would have accumulated one from his aggressive nature at the moment. And you will find out what that is next time. And
Nice.
please do remember that all the content you see here is brought to you by viewers like you. As the outro says. Have a great day. God bless. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
This content was made possible by travelers and viewers like you. Thank you.